Tennessee News. A new athletic program is making waves on Middle Tennessee State University's campus, and an MTSU alum was honored for recent nominations.
Graffiti was discovered on an MTSU dorm room door, and Murfreesboro Police needs your help in identifying a suspect in a recent theft case. All those stories plus your local weather and sports, Middle Tennessee News starts right now.
Good evening, I'm Kara Fullington.
And I'm Dylan Simmons. Welcome to Middle Tennessee News. MTSU Campus and Police Administration are working to resolve an event that took place in the dorms this past weekend. On Friday night, racist graffiti was discovered on a message board in one of the dorms. The message was left on the door of a student that had a Black History Month banner hanging up. University President Sidney McPhee responded by sending a mass email to the students and faculty. McPhee urged that this type of behavior will not be accepted on the university campus and that action will be taken against the offender. University officials asked that anyone with information on the case should call campus police.
MTSU alumni Brandon Bell was celebrated over the weekend by MTSU administration. Bell earned a multitude of nominations for his work on Brandy Charles' song In These Silent Days, as well as an album of the year, You and Me on the Rock. President Sidney McPhee and the Dean of the College of Media and Entertainment, Beverly Keel, gave Bell a certificate to celebrate his achievements at a gathering on the 4th before the awards ceremony. Bell was nominated 3 times at last year's Grammy. Brandy Charles' song Right on Time, one of which was for the record of the year. He has also worked on Aaron Riddier's album, Nobody Knows You, which won the Bluegrass Album Grammy in the mixing category in 2012.
Murfreesboro Police Department has released 2 new persons of interest in a recent theft case. Detectives are asking for help identifying a woman and girl who allegedly stole more than $1,400 from a 74-year-old man. The theft took place at Joe B. Jackson Walmart on January 21st. The man offered to give them cash, but they insisted on taking his debit card. After one of the women returned with a shopping cart full of items, he took his card back. When the man got home, he discovered an unusual charge from Walmart. Police are urging anyone who knows the woman and girl to contact Detective Jessica Rice at 629-201-5500.
A recent crime on Pritchett Drive turned fatal. Murfreesboro Police Department responded to a call at 2900 block off Pritchett Drive where they found a 20-year-old male, Kendall Stray, lying in the back of a black sedan with a gunshot wound. First responders performed life-saving medical care on the scene as Stray was transported to Ascension St. Thomas Rutherford Hospital, where later he was pronounced dead. Investigators say this is an isolated incident and not a cause for concern among the neighborhood. The fatal shooting remains under investigation by homicide detectives.
The Murfreesboro Police Department is seeing some changes in their personnel. Sergeant Tim Higgins is retiring after 22 years of service to the great city of Murfreesboro. Higgins started working for the police department in February of 1991 as a patrol officer. His favorite part of the job was working on bicycle patrol and serving the underprivileged. Sergeant Higgins has devoted the past 3 decades to serving our community. People amongst the department have been congratulating Higgins on his retirement. He was presented with a retirement badge and service weapon on Thursday, February 2nd. His final day employed was Friday, February 3rd.
The Murfreesboro Police Department needs help identifying 2 women involved in a theft case. 2 women were caught on security footage leaving the South Rutherford Walmart with 2 shopping carts full of beer and clothing. The duo drove away in a small red 4-door Kia sedan with a temporary tag. The car may have scratches or damages to the front and back bumpers due to hitting several shopping carts during the escape. If you have any information, please contact Detective Sean Harris with the MPD.
The athletic training undergraduate degree will be undergoing some changes this summer. The athletic training undergraduate degree will be transitioned into a master's program. The change is due to an increase for in-depth understanding and study to match the growing healthcare system. Master's instructor Christy Phillips is hoping it will increase compensation and employment for the graduate students. Graduates will be able to go into a multitude of fields, including schools, clinics, colleges, military, performing arts, and many more. If you would like more information, you can visit mtsu.edu/programs.
MTSU's commercial songwriting program is known for their success, but a new addition may build up the program even more. The On-Campus Songwriting Center gives students a space tailored to their creative pursuits. This center is located in the Miller Education Building. Once inside, students have access to songwriting classrooms and an atrium that holds up to 300 people. These new tools can keep students well-versed in and out of the classroom. Future additions to the center are in discussion.
Yolanda Neighbors is MTSU's first recipient of the Tennessee Doctoral Scholar Fellowship. The fellowship is meant to increase the number of minority students who earn a PhD in Tennessee. Participating institutions waive tuition and provide a $20,000 annual stipend and additional funds for research and development. Neighbors is a full-time professor at Tennessee Tech University and is now researching the effects of changes in the Affordable Care Act on vulnerable communities.
And now Mary Beth Mangrum joins us with our first look at the weather.
Thanks, Kira. Groundhog Day has come and gone, and winter will stick around for 6 more weeks. Despite this, temperatures are on the rise. Most cities are edging into the 60s, with Shelbyville being the warmest at a high of 62. Murfreesboro, Manchester, and Mount Juliet all have highs of 61. Woodbury has a high of 60, and finally, Smithville and McMinnville have a high of 59. I'll be back with more after the break. Let's send it back to Kira.
Thanks, Mary Beth. Still ahead on Middle Tennessee News, a new teen academy is fostering the next generation of law enforcement, and Dr. Larry Burris makes his grand return with his first 2023 edition of Media Commentary. I know I'm ready for that, guys. All that and more when we come back on Middle Tennessee News.
Son, love is like the ocean. You have to tread the waters.
Dad, that's not the kind of help I needed. Jessica, will you go to prom with me?
Yes.
Thousands of teens in foster care can't wait to share their first with you.
If I could go back and change it all, I would. I think I'm gonna miss you the most. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Or maybe it's just the little moments. If I could go back and change it all, if I could go back, I would. But I can't.
Once there was a boy who did the same thing again and again. One day, he was told he had autism. He got help and slowly learned how to live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
Natural disasters are a fact of life in the U.S. And between activities and school, chances are you won't be with your kids when they happen. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids can help your children feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
Put the keys down, Kevin.
But
I'm gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
My text to emoji ratio has gotten a little out of hand.
A little?
Yep, I'm definitely gonna call a ride home.
We now have Dr. Larry Burris with this week's media commentary.
In early May 1961, former FCC Chairman Newton Minow shocked the broadcast industry with his famous, some would say infamous, vast wasteland speech. Television was only 13 years old that night, hardly into adolescence, when the chairman challenged broadcast executives by telling them that when television was good, it was very good, but when television was bad, nothing was worse. Minow asked the executives to look up from their balance sheets and take a glimpse at what was going out over the air. What they would see, Minow said, was a vast wasteland populated by game shows, violence, formula comedies, cartoons, and screaming, cajoling, offending commercials. And has anything changed? Well, yes and no. With the development of the internet, the vast wasteland has taken on a new character. Now, if you want to live in that media desert, you can do so. But if you want to stay in one of the few oases of quality content, well, you can do that too. In 1961, the three major networks were the only games in town. You either played by their rules or you didn't play at all. Now, a vast pluralism has taken over, and more than ever, if you don't like what's on, you can watch something else. Sports, news, entertainment, drama, comedy, even X-rated movies are all there 24 hours a day. Something else interesting is that almost everyone complains about this vast wasteland, with liberals and conservatives, Republicans and Democrats, right and left, saying the media are biased against them and in favor of the other side. So I figure if everyone is mad at you, you must be doing something right. When you watch and participate in media, what do you see? If you still see a horrible vast wasteland, maybe you should look somewhere else. Almost all forms of media have become not so much a vast wasteland, but a vast marketplace, and no one is forcing you to buy or watch anything you don't want. I'm Larry Burris.
Thank you, Dr. Burris. Make sure to join us next week for another fantastic media commentary.
A new development has been launched by the Murfreesboro Police Department. Residents of Murfreesboro can now make traffic complaints on an online form. On the web page, the mission states that the completion of the form will not generate an immediate police response, but that a staff member will reach out. The online form gives residents options to report the type of traffic concern and what time of day the issue usually occurs. The MPD recommends that any traffic issues that are not an emergency but require immediate attention should be directed to the dispatch center non-emergency number.
Award-winning scholar and author Imani Perry will be visiting MTSU on February 9th as part of the campus Black History Month celebration. Her book, South to America, A Journey Below the Mason-Dixon to Understand the Soul of a Nation, follows Perry's visits to several southern cities to study the history and cultural practices. Perry won the National Book Award in November of last year and will be speaking in the Student Union Ballroom at 11:20. There is no admission fee, and an MTSU parking map is available online, as well as one-day parking passes for non-students.
A local Murfreesboro theater puts their spin on a classic production. The Center for the Arts production of Rent opens this Friday. Tickets are on sale now for this R-rated production. This show will run from February 10th to the 26th. The Center for the Arts is located on West College Street in downtown Murfreesboro. Show times, ticket prices, and additional information can be found on the Murfreesboro City website. So if you're looking for something to do this weekend, go on down and support your local theater.
The Murfreesboro Police Department has added 2 more members. Kevin Wilson and Sydney Cucci Skeeland have joined Heather Nolis as mental health co-responders on the crisis team for the Murfreesboro Police Department. Cucci Land was a clinician hired by Volunteer Healthcare Behavioral Systems, and Wilson is a licensed master social worker and is serving on MPD's Homeless Outreach Support Team as an MPD/VBHCS co-response specialist. While MPD officers are required to take basic mental health courses, co-responders assist people in crisis by connecting them to inpatient and outpatient treatment.
And now Mary Beth is back with tonight's forecast. Mary Beth, what do you have for us?
Thanks, Kira. First off, there's a near 30-degree difference in our highs and lows today. For tonight, we can expect to hit the low 30s across the Middle Tennessee area. Manchester and Shelbyville are the lowest at 30 degrees, while Smithville comes in at the highest with 33. McMinnville, Mount Juliet, and Woodbury land in somewhere in the middle at 31. Low wind speeds are expected for tonight, so there shouldn't be any added chill once the sun sets. A jacket should be all you need tonight if you've got any plans lined up. We'll take a look at the 5-day forecast here in a moment, but first, let's send it back to a short break. Stick with us.
Still ahead on Middle Tennessee News, Mary Beth Mangrum joins us with our full weather report, and Ryan Martinelich is in the MTN Sports Den to give us the latest on the wild world of sports. All that is still to come when we return on Middle Tennessee News.
Son, love is like the ocean. You have to tread the waters.
Dad, that's not the kind of help I needed. Jessica, will you go to prom with me?
Yes.
Thousands of teens in foster care can't wait to share their first with you.
If I could go back and change it all, I would. I think I'm gonna miss you the most. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Maybe it's just the little moments. If I could go back and change it all, if I could go back, I would. But I can't.
Once there was a boy who did the same thing again and again. One day, he was told he had autism. He got help and slowly learned how to live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
Natural disasters are a fact of life in the U.S. And between activities and school, chances are you won't be with your kids when they happen. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids can help your children feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
Put the keys down, Kevin.
But I'm gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
My text to emoji ratio has gotten a little out of hand.
A little?
Yep, I'm definitely gonna call a ride home.
Welcome back to Middle Tennessee News, and now Mary Beth will have our full weather report.
Welcome back. Let's get right into our 5-day forecast for Murfreesboro. Monday starts off with sunny skies, a pretty good way to kick off our week. It's currently 61 degrees outside, just a few degrees shy of our high of 63. We can expect this temperature to drop considerably as the day goes on. If you're headed anywhere, plan for a low of 31 degrees tonight. Tuesday is going to be a bit warmer with a high of 61 and a low of 43. Even though it's not as cold outside, we do have some clouds rolling in, and it seems that they'll be sticking around for a while. As we move into Wednesday, our high remains the same at 64, but there is a considerable increase in our low as it climbs up to 49. There's a 40% chance of rain this day, so keep one eye on the sky. Thursday will have a high of 64 again, but the low is predicted to drop to 44, and our chance of rain has a 20% increase, leaving it at a 60% chance. Keep that umbrella close and maybe consider some rain boots if you have them. Finally, Friday will have a high of 58 and a low of 35. The sun will finally make a comeback, and we can expect some partly cloudy skies. All in all, not too bad, but you might want to keep something warm on hand if you're out late. Come back Wednesday for our midweek forecast. Kira?
When we come back, Ryan Martinowicz is over in the MTN Sports Den, where he will reveal the latest success at the Cathedral of Tennis and the rest of your sports report after the break.
Son, love is like the ocean. You have to tread the
Oh,
waters.
Dad, that's not the kind of help I needed. Jessica, will you go to prom with me?
Yes.
Thousands of teens in foster care can't wait to share their first with you.
If I could go back and change it all, I would. I think I'm gonna miss you the most. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Maybe it's just the little moments. If I could go back and change it all, if I could go back, I would. But I can't.
Once there was a boy who did the same thing again and again. One day, he was told he had autism. He got help and slowly learned how to live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
Natural disasters are a fact of life in the U.S. And between activities and school, chances are you won't be with your kids when they happen. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids can help your children feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
Put the keys down, Kevin.
But I'm gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
My text to emoji ratio has gotten a little out of hand.
A little?
Yep, I'm definitely gonna call a ride home.
Welcome back. We're going to kick things off in the Sports Den by starting with tennis, as there was plenty to celebrate over the weekend for both MTSU tennis teams. The women's tennis team was able to survive a strong showing from the Chattanooga Mocs on Friday, winning by a score of 4-3 and winning their fourth straight match at the Adams Tennis Complex. After MTSU dropped the initial doubles point, senior Love Star Alexis and junior Lily Sophie Schmidt were dominant, winning straight sets on their courts. Ratuja Chapelkar and Muskan Gupta were able to secure the winning points by beating Callie Billman and Carolyn Gibbons of Chattanooga in 3 sets. The Blue Raiders will be looking to continue their home win streak as they play host to Tennessee State on Friday at 1, which you can watch on our MTN Sports page and CUSA.tv. Continuing on with tennis, the men's team defended the Adams Tennis Complex just as well, defeating South Florida on Friday, then cruising to a doubleheader victory over Princeton and Alabama A&M. After a trip east to Winston-Salem, the men's team headed back to their home at the Cathedral of Tennis Friday night, where they were able to control the match all night, sweeping the Bulls out of the ATC with a 7-0 victory. The Blue Raiders then followed that performance with a 2-for-1 on Sunday, taking down the Princeton Tigers in the morning half of the doubleheader by a score of 5-2, and then followed that with a win against the Alabama A&M Bulldogs with another sweep of 7-0. This weekend action saw brilliant performances from 2 freshmen on the team in Shu Matsuyuka and Baron Soiler, both winning their doubles and singles matches respectively against the Bulldogs. The Blue Raiders look to keep the good times rolling as they take on Rice Owls in CUSA matchup this Friday at 5 at the Adams Tennis Complex, then wrap it up in Blacksburg, Virginia, with the Virginia Tech Hokies playing host. And moving on to the Lady Raiders basketball team, they struggled on the road to the Lone Star State, dropping both away games to UTEP and Texas San Antonio. After dropping a heartbreaker in El Paso on a buzzer-beating 3, the Lady Raiders struggled to get any baskets to drop as they shot only 23% from the field, going 17 for 75. 54 of those shots taken were all from beyond the arc, In fact, the Lady Raiders made more threes than the Miners took the whole game at 10. Courtney Whitson averaged 16 points per game on their road trip, making 9 threes between the two games, and recorded a double-double on Saturday, scoring 13 points and grabbing 11 rebounds. The Lady Raiders will be back in action on Thursday to defend the Glass House against Western Kentucky. And wrapping it up here in the Sports Den, the MTSU men's basketball team defended the Glass House on Saturday, running away from the Roadrunners of UTSA. The Blue Raiders completed a 2-game home stretch after winning by a score of 84-59. Blue Raider basketball was able to win the rebounding battle inside and took advantage of second-chance opportunities, getting 20 offensive rebounds in the process and shooting 44% from the field. 3 MTSU players scored 13 points apiece. Leading the way was Cameron Weston and TFAL Leonard, who both came off the bench. Men's basketball will be on the road this week for both of their games, starting with the Hilltoppers of Western Kentucky as well on Thursday like the women. Guys, back to you.
It's always a good weekend when there's MTSU tennis. And today we're going to highlight a special report from our Middle Tennessee news reporters. Not only did they travel across the world, they were able to go off the beaten path and find hidden treasures within the Paris culture.
This 2-week adventure was turned around into a 30-minute show featuring all students and the not-so-traveled places of Europe. Take a look. Check out our YouTube channel at Middle Tennessee News to see the full adventure unfold. And if you're interested in going on a trip like this, use the summer Middle Tennessee News is going to London and Scotland. For more information about this trip, you can email middletennesseenews@gmail.com. And here I can say that's a very awesome trip, one that you will not regret if you go, one that everyone should definitely take a look at.
I know, I'm excited. Hopefully I get to go to Scotland as well. Thank you for joining us tonight on Middle Tennessee News. I'm Kira Fullington, joined by Dylan Simmons, Ryan Martinelich, and Mary Beth Mangrum. If you missed this or any show, you can watch them on our website, middletennesseenews.net.
Make sure to follow us on all social media sites on Facebook /Middle Tennessee News or at Middle TN News on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Make sure to tune back in on Wednesday, February 8th for our next show.
Ready to go. Then one day I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
Jordan knows he shouldn't eat this entire bowl of nachos, but tonight he's earned that right. Because a few hours ago, in the middle of happy hour, he recognized a sign. Not from the gods or a bolt of lightning, but from a double heart, a kissy face, and a fourth ha in ha ha ha. That's when Jordan knew he was buzzed. So when it was time to go, he got a ride home instead of driving. Be a legend like Jordan. Recognize your buzzed warning signs and get a ride home. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
The black truck? Hey, Christina from accounting.
Yeah, hi.
Hey, I used to date a girl named Christina.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then she dumped me for my best friend. You want to see some photos of them that I took?
I don't.
I thought we talked about this, buddy.
Buzzed and overshared again?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna call a car.
That's a smart idea.
So, yeah, I know, that's why I did it.
Hey, you're gonna get back to the top of the mountain.
Does that mean I'm gonna get back with Christina?
No.
Oh.
No.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.